past the 30.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Working out of the gun. Love. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Panthers.
On the ground, McCaffrey takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes, but receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
30-yard line.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
For Carolina.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Love, they go play action now. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. A close call here. Did the ball cross the plane? I don't know. From the naked eye, this was tough to tell.
Always difficult when there's such a tangle of bodies around. You're just trying to find the ball and make sure just a portion of it crossed the plane of the goal line.
And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead.
The score, Panthers 7, Buccaneers 0.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Shake things.
You called before. Maybe you try and find one of those special from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go, get tighten up.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. 6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Out of the gun now on third down. And this is caught by Watkins. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
He's brought down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 32.
Tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Now a first down carry by Jones. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a... world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Panthers 7, Buccaneers nothing.
Second down at 5. They'll drop to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Bucs are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
9-yard line.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Is good.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And we are tied at 7.
No way, Koo.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive summit.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
At the 26.
Love now on 2nd down. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Intended for Christian.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Watkins, the intended receiver. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, if they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there, that means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify. I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but, of course, that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They get this out left, and this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
19 Tiger. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Hey, pick your game up. Hey, 58 is a Mike. Go 18.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. K1 short, pushing through there to make the play defensively.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
That's to McCaffrey, complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and just like that, it's third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Love from the gun on third down. And he's got his target. That's more. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
First down.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. Here's Love. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. Love from the gun. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. Third and goal. He's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Joey Sly on now for the Panthers. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
A 21.
And his kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Intercepted.
You got to know as a quarterback that's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position, and he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
Following the interception, Love. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down, Love. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Quez Watkins, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
At the 25-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Love now. Dancing to his left. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Touchdown.
Mark Andrews in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers have taken the lead.
He is good.
And his kick is right through.
Panthers 17. Buccaneers 10.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Here's Koo to kick it off. With it on the return now, here's Westbrook. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Just take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
First down.
McCaffrey, nothing doing. Barely able to to muster a yard to hit the 35. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They try to set up the bubble screen here. It's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a 2nd down throw for Love here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
He's brought down
a gain of 3, 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
44-yard line.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Steps away to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Second and 6. Airing this one out for Evans. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 22. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
First down, going to the air with Love. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina.
To number
DJ Moore, 78 yards, and the Panthers add on to their lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Mike 45. Know your job. Hey, check Mike 45.
Back to throw now on first down. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
7 brings up 3rd and 3.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the 3rd quarter from Tampa.
45 to Mike, 45 to Mike. Let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Brings up 2nd.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Ronald Jones.
And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense.
Back at the 13-yard line.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bucs have made this a 1-score game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
That's true.
That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Love gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Tampa. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. They'll run with McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Love now on 2nd down. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Tackle made that time by LjDubZero. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. He's going to look deep for more. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Carolina.
Touchdown, Carolina.
DJ Moore with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And he puts it through.
Makes the score Panthers 31, Buccaneers 17.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. An excellent way to start the drive there. 18 yards.
9-yard line.
Dragon 60. 45, 45. Mike, 45.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And a catch right side by Evans. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
45 the mark. Let's go one more.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Derek Brown in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 18, Pioneer. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. You must be dreaming.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Chris Godwin, 26 yards. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 38-yard line.
A gain of 13.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Working out of the gun, Love. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Love from the gun. That's going to be caught by Samuel. It's a gain of 5, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because I nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And he's got room. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 29 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
45. Mike, 45. 65.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. Back to you. 45, 45.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Dante Jackson picks it. Past the 20. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
They'll take over.
Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And they take a knee.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 45, 45. Mike, 45.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he is unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
45's the mic. Watch the blood, watch the blood, watch the blood. Watch the blood, watch the blood, blood.
And they will take a knee here. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Carolina, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the